Hello, gorgeous ones. It's Fonzy here, which means it's time for another Fonzy Company, the podcast from Bristol. Is Saturday. Sorry about that. The 18th of May, 2024. All right? Yeah, we're back in. And you're back in the room. How you doing? All right? Yeah, it's... the sun's still out in sunny UK. The Americans can't fucking shit on us too much for bad weather. When May comes around, it's nice. I mean, it's like 20 degrees. Not the Fahrenheit version. I guess that's like, what, 69 for you guys? 69. No idea about Fahrenheit. But yeah, it's... people are going nuts, dude. It's still sun fever or heated fever. I don't know what it is, man. People are still going fucking insane. At the moment a bit of sun comes out, like they go absolutely nuts, man. In a bar last night, bro, and I don't know, the chants start happening. You know what I mean? Like the way. I don't know if the rest of you countries out there got this thing about just going way, but in the UK, fucking we do way for everything. Curds and way. Dropped a pint glass. Way. Accidentally wore eyeliner to a brawler's pub. Way. Pussy. Way. Yeah, you know, like that shit. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hella fun. You can definitely learn from these college-educated people. Absolutely. Maybe they are. I feel like a lot of those people who are like lawyers, doctors or whatever, you know, the moment they get that weekend, they all of a sudden go, wait, it's the weekend, I'm going to act like a daft cunt for a couple of days. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I noticed about the UK culture. Not noticed recently, it's always been a thing, but yeah, it doesn't make me proud to be British sometimes. You can't say that, can you? You know, every other country say, I'm proud to be Pakistani, I'm proud to be Irish, I'm proud to be, but the moment you say I'm proud to be British or I'm proud to be American, there's a certain type of flag waving, fucking beer drinking, racist, homophobic motherfucker that you think of. You can be fine with who you are. You know, people be people, man. You know, you get cunts in all cultures, ways, shapes or forms, and they've got this whole I'm proud to be British. You're not proud to be British, mate. If you go fucking protesting in Russia, mate, they fucking shoot you. It's like, tell me the last time, Tony, you were in Russia. I don't know who Tony is. Sounds like a right dick, though. Yeah, it's been a thing, especially with the boxing coming up as well. You know, when, like, you're younger and you're watching Dirty Sanchez or Jackass or the wrestling on TV. This is me growing up in the 90s anyway, and the first thing they say is, do not recreate this at home, what you're about to see. And what's the first? Of course, the first thing you go and do is like jump off an armchair into your mate while they're lying down. You do a shot out of your eye because it looks fun. That's how you make friends. God damn it! Yeah, by doing stupid shit. I feel like the boxing coming up is tonight. Actually, I think it's Usyk versus Fury. I don't know. You listen to this as a music podcast would think, oh, why would Fonzy want anything to do with the boxing? I do like it, but the amount of fucking people it drags, the amount of fucking cuts, especially since Fury being a British bloke or whatever, or he's an Irish gypsy. I don't know what the fuck he is. It just reminds me of, you know, that Britishness that is just so fucking toxic and just gross, and nobody likes them. They think that they're the king tits, but they're not. They're just fucking annoying everyone around them, man. It pisses me the fuck off, I tell you. But saying that, I'm still going to go watch the boxing. But as I said, like recreating it on TV when you were younger, right? Imagine like 25-year-olds, maybe a bit younger, up to maybe like in their late 50s or whatever, when they're watching the boxing, they can't do it with sophistication. They're like, oh, wow, look him feint, man. Look at that footwork. Look at the distance he's closing, man. Look at that. That's fucking awesome. They can't just sit there and sit there with a, little glass of brandy. Well, good job they're wearing 14-ounce gloves this fight. But you know what I mean? I'm not expecting them to do that. But at the same time, you get those fucking dickheads, and more so in the sport of boxing, where they just, and MMA as well, you just get a certain type of dickhead that just wants to go and recreate what they see on TV or see live, because they're just full of this testosterone, man. I just want to fucking fight someone. Oi, you, fucking come here. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I love it. I really do. It's it's the pinnacle of the British culture. Same in America as well, man. Western, thing. But yeah, I'm still going to go watch it tonight. I'm a huge boxing fan growing up, but I've definitely dabbled in a little bit myself, and yeah, I do enjoy it. I enjoy the discipline of the sport. I think it's quite, the entertainment up to it usually seems a bit fun, and it is a good sport. And to be fair, this is one of the biggest heavyweight bouts in boxing history almost. I mean, what was it? The last time was undisputed heavyweight was what, late 90s, was it? It was was that Lennox Lewis? Was it Lennox Lewis? Yeah, man. So, I mean, it's a big deal. I know a lot of you guys might not be boxing fans, but yeah, you'll be seeing me tonight. Oi, fucking come here. Oh, I'm gonna fucking fight. Yeah, can't wait. Gonna be awesome. What else is going on in the world, man? Still never come prepared to these. Oh, no, that was it. No, I did see. No, and we're going back to music now, guys. We're going back to music. It was a whole thing about the music. Obviously, this co-op arena, right? Told you a few episodes ago that me mate Kiwi fucking Phil and I were going to go to see the Eagles. Someone pointed out to me today. You said the Eagles. It's actually just Eagles. It's not the Offspring. It's just Offspring. Shut the fuck up. Who gives a shit about the... we were going to go there, and obviously co-op arena. So biggest arena in the UK now. Absolutely massive. Can't remember what the capacity is, but it's huge. And it's all done in square. But, I mean, they've had issues. Fuck me, they've had issues opening up. They've had loads of people cancel. That Olivia Rodrigo one cancelled. Fucking Barry Manilow cancelled. Fucking Barry Manilow. That motherfucker's must be 80, 82 now. Her name was Lola. Ow, my fucking hip hurts. I can't imagine that. But hey, yeah, Stones are still doing it. Why not? If you've got it in you, go for it. But yeah, co-op arena just not got off to the best start in the world. Loads of issues with electrics. They're still building fucking half of it. It's a massive project, and they might have just jumped the gun ahead a little bit there. But I think it was the PR guy that was saying, these smaller venues are pretty shit as well. To which we've got in the UK, the Music Venue Trust. These are guys an organisation that help with laws and fighting to help keep young local music venues alive, helping them out with anything financially, anything to do with the law, putting new practices into politics to protect these younger, or even older, or anyone really, venues. And they fucking shat on the co-op guy. Yeah, I tell you what, they were not happy with that. It led on to an article about musicians are struggling more than ever to make a bit of dollar, right? Are they? Really? Now people are struggling to make money? I don't get why this is news. It's always been fucking news. So I was looking up the bands that specifically in this BBC article about I can't afford to pay my rent. Exposure doesn't get me rent. A controversial opinion, right? I have been in this industry for a little while, a little bit. I was able to live off of it for about 8 months, 10 10, 12 years ago, mate. No, it can't have been 10 years ago. I met my wife 10, 12 years ago. Maybe about 14 years ago, I was in a position where I was actually making enough money to be able to live off of it. And that was before Spotify came into it. You know, fair enough. Like, this was like the last golden age of, like, digital music had started coming out with the iPod. Who fuck has an iPod anymore? And CDs were still in circulation. And people, I think tapes were trying to have a comeback really briefly. No one wants a tape, dude. I'm sorry, apart unless you're into that synth wave shit. Not shitting on the synth wavers. You know what I mean? No one's buying your tapes at the merch stand and going, "Oh, play that later." It's purely a collector's item, and it's recreating the 80s. Very cool. Right. But it was just before the age of digitalization, right? And lived off of it for about 8 months. And I was like, dude, I'm going to get a job. I cannot fucking live like this. And it seems that now, 14 years later, they're all saying the same thing, saying there's not enough venues to play in, we're not making enough money being a musician. Now, again, controversially, I kind of think that's bullshit. And I'm speaking from someone who is, you know, has dabbled around some, you know, in and out more strongly in other phases of my life than others. But I would say music is one of the most oversaturated. Think of it as in a business perspective, right? You got that most over fucking saturated market. Most likely, look outside your door right now. Look out where you are. Look at the fucking, if you're in your car right now, look outside. Look at I guarantee the next maybe 5 people you run into or look at has either dabbled or dabbling in music right now. And because of this day and age of digitalization, any fucking bastards with a fucking keyboard can do it. You know, and it's saturated. There's so much music out there, which is a great thing. It's great that, you know, the smaller people are getting their observation, you know, by online, whatever. But I would still say, if you're in this to make money and actually live off of it, as a commercial artist, as an independent artist doing original material, there's no fucking way you are doing that. You need to be at another level, and you need to build to that level. You think all business, you know, the guy who invented, I don't know, what's something that people like? You know, the guy who invented, I'm looking around the room now. Okay, there's an item there. The guy who invented the dreamy ball. Could have been a woman. The woman couldn't. If you don't know what a dreamy ball is, it's when you put cat treats into a ball and the cat bats it around. Is the idea is that the cat's supposed to get exercise and, you know, work for the treat in that. But you think the motherfucker who invented that thing, right? You know, they said, Oi, Gary, I've got this thing, right? You put cat treats in it, your cat bats it around and the treat falls out. It's like, dude, I could just fucking feed my cat without doing that, without buying your shitty ball. You know what I mean? And, you know, that motherfucker said to, no, Tony. There's a market for this. I know there is. If you're that guy who's made the dreamy ball, right, and you know there's a market for it, you got to do the same as Mr. Dreamy Ball, man. You got to sit on the product, you got to develop it, you got to get it out there, you got to go to a few shows, a few seminars, you know, do a few posts online. You think fucking Dreamy Ball guy was just sitting on his dreamy balls going, I'm not making any money out of this? Yeah, of course he didn't. He had to work for it. He had to really and even then, I don't know how much he sold the Dreamy Ball for. He probably sold the rights. He probably didn't patent it. I imagine there's 1,000,001 versions of the Dreamy Ball out there. Fonzy, what the fuck is this analogy? Right, but my point is, sorry, I've not had my coffee yet. My point is, if you're an original musician and you're expecting to get paid to do this shit, you're fucking naive. There is 1,000,001 people trying to do what you're doing, and why should people fund your pocket? And it's like, why? Well, why not? My music's so unique. I'm so talented. My band's great. I'm touring all sorts. And it's like, yeah, but how much money are you spending? What are you doing to get to that next level? I'd say out of like, let's say that there's 100,000 bands in the world. There's going to be like way more than that. But there's 100,000 bands in the world. How many of those bands do you think are realistically making the steps forward to get them to a place where they can actually get paid? You'd be fucking surprised. I would say about, oh God, a fraction, a 16th of those bands are actually putting in the work it takes in order to get to a place. But I don't understand how you can't fund yourself as an adult person, you know what I mean, and still play in a band. There are still things you can do. It's the same with working out. It's not going to happen overnight. And yes, you still got to do other shit while you're working out. But I mean, if you want to drop everything and just write music and expect to get paid for it, you're fucking insane. You're in a ridiculous mindset, and that's you're almost privileged in a way, because you feel like the world owes you something, and you feel like, oh, the world, I've done this great music, like why I should be paid for this. Like, no, you fucking shouldn't. It's just, I don't understand where this fucking ego comes from, that people think, oh, I can't fucking survive. It's like, get a job. Oh, I can't because I need to do music. So what the fuck do you mean you need to do music? You do it same as every other cunt, You go into a band practice once a week. You constantly communicate on a WhatsApp. This is what I'm going to tell you how to do it. You want to make money as a musician, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And it's not the most obvious answer, or in some way or shape or form, it is the most obvious answer. If you want to do money purely like writing, making music, right, there's a few ways you can approach it, okay? So you want to do it in your originals band, let's say, but I'm talking from a perspective of people wanting to, be in an originals band, an original punk band, a pop band, whatever you like. What you got to do is, you got to kind of sell yourself a little bit. And that does mean like kind of doing the shitty jobs. I imagine most photographers didn't just start out by going, oh, well, this one's black and white. Sold $1 million. They had to probably do some shitty children's birthday parties or wedding photography. You do have to go through the trenches a little bit. It gains experience. It gains just that little bit of knowledge. And, you make contacts. Even if you play to a show with like 5 people in it, there's every chance that 1 in 5 person could be, an exec, a PR guy, a promoter. You just don't know. And it is kind of luck of the draw. And especially with I can barely say that word, digitalization, especially with digitalization, it is more difficult to make money. But then that's when people misconstrued as Spotify doesn't pay their artists. Do not think of Spotify and all that as a way to get paid. Think of it as like the best tool to reach the most people in a short amount of time. Imagine that people from any time from the 60s, from Beatles to Aerosmith to Guns N' Roses to Jimi Hendrix to Prince, to everyone. Even like Billie Holiday in the fucking jazz clubs, they had to fucking go out every night, and that was how it was done. You had to promote yourself in some way. There was no internet. But now you've got this. This is what I don't understand. Why people say, "Oh, Spotify, like it's ruining people's lives. It's ruining the music industry." Yes, I agree. It kind of is, because now we're so saturated. We've just kind of lost, that feeling of going to, the store on release day and going like, "Yeah, I can't wait for this new album." When you bought the album, you had it. You held it close. No matter how you heard those like 2 singles from the album before the album came out, and you purely bought the album for those 2 singles. But you've paid $9.99, $12.99, $15.99 for this album. So motherfucker, you're going to listen to every single one of those tracks, and you know what? You may find your new favorite song out of there. The beauty and the magic of that has gone. I'd say like we're living in a time where people have too much. If anything, and you need to stop looking at Spotify as a tool to make you money, because you're not going to make any money. And yeah, am I saying like they're perfect? No, they're absolutely not. They are like any big corporation. They're greedy fucking arseholes who have one fucking common goal, which is to make profit. And they'll fire motherfuckers. They just like axe 200 of their workers the other week. Yeah, that shit happens in this shit, but people keep buying the subscriptions. You know what I mean? So I really wouldn't see that as Spotify is against you, because it's not. If you want to try and make some money as a musician, do not go, right, I need to get my Spotify up to 20,000 listeners. That's not how it works, in my opinion, anyway. Of course, if you're an absolute worldwide phenomenon, stadium sellout artist, yeah, of course you're going to make a bit on Spotify. But those motherfuckers had to go through so much work and hardship in order to get that. You think fucking Lady Gaga wasn't, scanning shit in Tesco's before she was a singer? To be fair, I don't know. She might have just been born. Yeah. Baby, I was born for this. Maybe she was born into it. I don't know. Some people, and that's something else you got to realise. Some people are born into the privilege, and you can't compare yourself to those people. But anyway, hard work is the key factor here. You want to start making music, and you want to start making money out of it, you need to build a fan base. Spotify is one of those that's going to do it. Touring loads. But this is what I saw in the article. They said, there's not enough venues to tour in. Go fuck yourself. What about the Dog and Duck down the road? Go play there. Oh, it's the little old man pub. It's like, well, fucking hell, that's an audience, dude. There are fucking loads of music venues out there. There's people doing DIY shows all the time. Some of the coolest fucking gigs I've seen are ones that are not in like established music venues. There are ways to play in front of people all the time. It's a very saturated. Yeah, it's a shame that there are some venues closing down all over the country, and that is a real fucking shame, and I do feel bad for them. At the same time, COVID happened. Fucking our local, one of our local venues, we came in there after COVID happened, after so many places had just like given up and just closed down, like, oh, we're not going to be able to do this. One music venue, I forget which one I know exactly which one it was, but I won't say it just in case that comes back to bite me. We went in there for a show. Fuck me. They had done the place out, man. The government had handed them a shit ton of money. I mean, they'd already furloughed half their staff, so this is just money fucking sitting there. Pay that. I think they got reduced to a VAT or nothing like that. There was a lot of venues that thrived during that, and I noticed a few in London as well. It's like, this place was a shithole. Now look at it. They've used all that money to like revamp it. They've got new soundproofing, new equipment, new gear. Like it's just, this looks amazing. It was weird. Anyway, you want to make money as you want to make money as a musician, right? You have to do the jobs that nobody wants to do. You have to be able to work to fund yourself. Nobody's here to pay you out for writing original music. And if you say to yourself, hey, Fonzy, I don't want to work a shitty 9-to-5 job, then I'm sorry, but that is where other people are going to thrive over you. It really is, man. If you can't afford to pay rent, go to a cheaper place. Oh, the housing market's saturated. Move cities. I'm sorry, but if you're that into... I've moved cities twice in order to, I couldn't afford to stay where I was. I said, look, if I want to keep doing this, I can't live in this city anymore, and I have to make some hard decisions. And I did. I had to make those hard decisions. People will tell you that, you're due for a handout because you write music. You're not. I'm sorry, you're not above any of us. There's a lot of people that really have to put the work in order to get out there. And I'm sorry, but if you're not willing to make sacrifices, then you don't want it enough. You really don't. And just to complain and say there's no money, that we didn't get paid for this show. I'm sorry. I know it's the whole exposure doesn't pay my rent, but you have jobs. You know what I mean? There's just jobs that you have to work. I don't see no original artists. Imagine if like original artists got paid what they thought they were owed, right? If you put a survey out saying, right, let's say you were going to play Bolton, how much do you think your band with 3,000 odd Facebook followers should get for that show? And they'll turn around and give you a random figure, right? If that, how many music venues do you think would close down? If they paid them, you know what? As far as I'm aware, if you haven't lost money, I think that's fucking brilliant. Music venues who pay you jack shit, yeah, those motherfuckers can fuck right off, because if you're a musician that's made the effort to promote, you're bringing a few people along, you're putting money behind their bar, absolutely. There are some music venues out there that purely do not pay the artist, or they do it on a pay-to-play basis. It's like, okay, well, you have to buy 50 tickets from us, and everyone you don't sell, you owe us the money back. That sort of thing is like, wow, those people are fucking cunts. Yeah, there's definitely like, two sides to it, absolutely. But you cannot, you just can't expect to start making profit from band practice. Oh yeah, but we pay for band practice. We pay for this. It's like, yeah, so does everyone else. I'm sorry, but a $5 every week from each of your band members to go in a practice room for a couple of hours is not a lot of money. I'm sorry, it really isn't. The minimum wage in the UK now is £11.50. Fucking go to Lidl's. Those motherfuckers pay $13.50 an hour for some positions. It's just like you have to make it work for yourself financially, because you cannot just suddenly go. You need to make a name for yourself before you can even think about earning any kind of cash money, anything like that. Then you start getting those big shows. Fair enough, but as I said, if you really don't want to go down the fundamental route of just having a fucking job, man, I don't know, like, you're a fucker in my opinion, unless you physically cannot do it. Fair enough. If you physically cannot do it, I mean, some people. I had an ex-girlfriend who refused to work, even though she could go out, she could walk around, she could talk, she wasn't dyslexic, but she did have like I forget what it was. But she did, like, mobility was a little bit more difficult from her. She could go out and have like a 4-hour walk with me and come back, but she'd be like super sore afterwards, and that was it. It's like, dude, my wife sits in front of her computer Monday to Wednesday, and then she does have to go in the office sometimes. But I mean, dude, there's call centers. There are things that you can use your voice with. I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding like a conservative fucking arsehole here, and I'm not. I'm not in any way, shape, or form left or right. But I am sick of people in the music industry. The music industry I love, like, so much. So when people are, asking for handouts and thinking they're owed something when they're not, it's just fucking stupid to me. But anyway, if you don't want to work, that's on you. What you could do, start a covers band. I knew a band back then. They're actually quite famous now. But I knew that they started off as a cover band, and that while doing their original stuff. So they would do an hour, let's say, like, right, we got a cover set on Friday, and then we're going to go play, I don't know, the Bricklayers on the Saturday. And they'd make money from that, and they'd use it to fund that. And they treat it like a business. They'd have spreadsheets to say, right, guys, we spent too much here. These are guys that really took it seriously, man. And fair play to the guys. They did very well for themselves. But you know what I mean? I just saw that article, and it really blew my mind. You can go into music producing as well. There's one guy I know who literally just sat on YouTube for I think the better part of a year. Worked in Tesco's 9 to 5, did the late shifts for a little bit of extra cashish, and he was just on YouTube. When he was up, he was on YouTube, and every now and then playing in a band. But when he was up, he was just on YouTube looking how to produce music, and it was amazing. And honestly, some of the stuff I've heard from it, you would not know the fucking difference between a studio that's going to charge you $1,000 a day to him who would charge us like 200 quid a day. And they were miles, honestly, apart. I could not believe it, the quality difference. But yeah, basically, you could do that. You could go into music production, learn yourself a little craft. You don't have to go to BIM. BIM is a British Institution of Music Mayhem. I don't know what it stands for, but we got a couple of them, but they've still got the audacity to charge you for a uni fucking prices for a qualification that I don't think anyone I know about 30 odd people who have been through that school. I don't think one of them has been able to use their degree. But as I said, it could be a matter of you finish, you got the degree, and it's like, all right, now what are you going to do? And a lot of people might just fall into the trap of just getting a full-time job and never using it. Yeah, maybe. That could be the case. But as far as I'm aware, they have not had a huge amount of success stories for the amount of people that are passing through there. Honestly, I think that's fucking daylight robbery, in my opinion. I think creative subjects like photography, music, it should either be reduced somehow, they need to find budgets somewhere else, or they need to make it very fucking clear to these impressionable 18-year-olds, look, you do this course, there is a 90% chance that you will walk away penniless, poor, owing us fucking money just to go and work for a fucking bank, which you could have just done now. Or you could do what there's a really good photographer that we work with sometimes here in Bristol. He realised this about 6 to 8 months into his uni career and said, "What the fuck am I doing? Why am I paying? I'm just about 9 grand in debt now, and in 3 years it will be 28 grand. Like, what the fuck am I doing?" So you don't, and he left. And he's like, and that motherfucker's taken the official photographer for Sleep Token now. It's just like that. You can do anything, man. If you just you need to make your own fucking decisions, and you can't be so fucking hard. You need to work hard. And I do relate this sort of, work ethic to the restaurant as well, because the fucking dynamic has changed. People want more for doing less work, and and people will argue like, "Oh, but you've just been working. You didn't have to do all those hours." It's like, no, I didn't have to do those hours, but in order to stand out, make myself loads of money, and develop as a person, and develop character, develop empathy, develop a sense of team, a sense of worth, you have to go through those stuff. And there are people that will take advantage of you in both the music industry and just the general work cycle. And, you just got it. But you learn, and that's how you grow as a person. But while you're doing this Originals project, you can't just expect a handout. You do have to put in the fucking work for it. And then there's those musicians who work way too hard and put way too much effort to have a mediocre product at the end of it. They say, "Yeah, dude, I just bought this 2 grand Kramer, man. Fucking, oh god, but man, you bought the most expensive big piece of fucking gear from fucking Sweetwater or PMT. Can you play it? Nah, man, but it looks fucking killer on me, right?" You know what I mean? It's true. Like, and people fork out on stupid fucking equipment that they don't need. They'll go out for like an Ampeg or a H&K amps, and it's just like, dude, like, as I said a few episodes ago, I watched Eagles of Death Metal come on with practice amps. Those motherfuckers sounded amazing. And it's just like, you don't have to go for the most expensive gear sometimes. It's all about you, your performance, and your ability as a player as well, absolutely. But then again, there are some bands as well who suck ass. Who are the worst motherfucking, not even bands, solo artists, fucking anyone into drum and bass. Hey, what's that one drum and bass song? I know. Boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, ka. Oh, no, not that drum and bass song, the other one. Oh, no, yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, we had this like fucking thing in Bristol, like drum and bass on bikes or something. They go around Bristol blasting drum and bass on bikes, and yeah, it's cute. I'm not shitting on drum and bass. It's fine, if you're in the right mood, fine. I mean, I love Pendulum growing up. That's basically drum and bass for metalheads. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, I don't think you can expect handouts, guys. I think that's kind of the moral of this podcast. You have to choose your lane and work for it. If someone tells you a path isn't available, find your own path. If someone tells you that you're not good enough, fucking make yourself good enough. Man, the amount of fucking origin stories you've heard from bands over the years going, I got kicked out of this band, and like, they were like the biggest thing ever, and then I went to start my own band, and then it was like the biggest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, there are ways to go about it, guys. And although the day has changed, where music just seems like way too easy, way too accessible, and it gives people the right to make that shitty trap rap shit. Oh god, that is just that's so hard on the ears, dude. Like, I can't, if I have to hear another song again with the boxing shit, watching the fucking weigh-ins and stuff like that, they always seem to come on to that kind of shitty fucking rap. I can't, dude. I really can't, man. Honestly, I'd take someone coming on to Limp Bizkit at this point. Fuck you, Limp Bizkit was awesome, man. But anyway, sorry that's not been exactly the most funniest podcast of all time. That really fucking pissed me off, man. again, I'm not speaking like, oh, these goddamn kids with their skateboards. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just, you guys just work for it. If you're an honest, and you want it enough, you're an honest, genuine person, you want to work hard, fund yourself before someone else funds you. You know what I mean? I think that's the only way I can really, justify this podcast, because it's just going to sound like a rambling old man. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm just, I'm speaking from having experienced it, the sacrifices I've made for music, and you know what? Even I, didn't get there. Eventually, I was in a position, of course, to do what I had to do, which was amazing, and I could live off of it. It was amazing, but at the end of the day, like, I didn't want it, apparently enough. And once I do still play in acts, I have played with some fucking sensational bands. I've played in some major league festivals, toured it. You ever heard of a guy sucking his own dick? That's what I'm doing right now. But I worked for it, man. I had to work long hours, move fucking cities, break up with girlfriends, lost some friends on the way, gained some new ones on the way. And I am militant in that sense. But or you could just start a viral TikTok and then be done with it. But maybe I think that's why people have lost that work ethic, because of that. Again, yet another reason Fonzy is against social media, because you know what, they idolize these fucking people who make that viral TikTok song and immediately they're famous, and that's it. That's that's them pretty much sorted almost for the rest of their lives. And I think people are looking for that quick fix, even if it's something to do with like crypto fucking currency, whatever that bullshit is, everyone's looking for the fucking quick fix, dude. And just be that person, because whilst the quick fix, it's a quick fix. You didn't have to do anything for it. Now you fucking mate. You will never develop as a person. You will never contribute to society. You'll never know what it's like to be an individual. And I think that's more important. That's more than all the fucking money in the world. You can grow up and tell your kids how fucking awesome you were. Guys, I'm going to get the fuck out of it. My wife's getting tattoos with her mum and sister. That'll be fun. Can't wait to come back. And who's going to win out of Usyk and Tyson Fury tonight? I have grown up with people like Tyson Fury, a fucking bully, misogynist, fucking, I'm a fucking hard man, all that shit. And whilst he is an extremely talented boxer and will go down as like one of the best of all time, if Usyk, a disciplined, obedient, family man who's just fucking, and I'm not talking about like family man, because I know fucking Tyson Fury is as well, you know what I mean? But man, Usyk, mate, fucking go at him. Fucking let's go, bro. He was short. This is David and Goliath, man. This is a guy who's shorter, fought a cruiserweight, one of the best fucking amateur records ever, and has built himself up. This is a guy who, actually, musicians, you can take it from this. This is, Fury got born into it, fighting since, whatever. This is Usyk, a guy from war-torn Ukraine who's just built himself and be a better man, disciplined, humble, just a genuinely fucking decent bloke. And I want to see him beat the shit out of Tyson for all the shit he's said, for all the stunts he's pulled. His old man's a fucking cunt, honestly. And I've never seen him as anything more than just a bit of a bully, because of his size and his stature. So for me, just seeing a guy who's been through it all come in, knock him the fuck out, or at least win him on points and getting those belts, I really hope it happens. But this is life, my friends, and that might not ever happen. But anyway, keep listening to the music. I know I said I had a sponsor, but I do not have a sponsor. I decided not to go with the sponsorship until the podcast is a bit bigger, guys. Sorry. What am I apologizing about? Great, I don't have to listen to an advert in a fucking podcast. I will try my best to never do sponsors if I can, unless I really like the product, guys. So I really appreciate you listening. That's all that really helps me. Don't even fucking go like and subscribe or whatever. Just if you enjoy it, keep listening. You ever want to talk, you have my email, fonzyandcompany@gmail.com. You ever want me to, you got opinions on anything, you want to call me a little bitch, I'm more than happy to do that on the podcast, guys. But I love you and leave you. As I said, keep listening to the music. Oh yeah, Nala turned 11 the other day. Happy birthday, old baby. You old. You old as fuck. She looks beautiful, though, for an 11-year-old. Oh, fuck. Oh, someone's going to cut that out. This is what Fonzy said. Do you know that podcast no one has ever heard of? He said, ooh, she looks good for an 11-year-old. Oh, fuck me. I'm going down. Keep listening to the music. I'm getting the fuck out. Fuck.